Well, hello. My name is Dr. Perry Meyer, and I am the medical director of the Meyer Institute, a center of excellence dedicated to the treatment of the diabetic foot. And today is April 24th, and we have successfully finished our fourth week of operating the clinic under the cloud of COVID. And again, we were successful this week, and we are handling the acuity, which is extremely high, probably higher than we've ever seen it. We have a lot of people coming in crisis, more so than we had last week, and it's causing a bit of concern. So, the need to come here is paramount. We are energetically trying to get the word out, and brings me around to my first sort of discussion point today about what we need to do now. We have the standard information delivery of COVID and social distancing and hand washing, etc., of which we are trying to get to with every single patient. But now there are things that we have to tell our patients in addition to that. And the biggest thing is that we're open, and we feel that the care that they are receiving, again, with some caveats for the preventative care patients, are not going to be seen as frequently, but the active ulcer patients should be seen at the prescribed frequency, because we are now seeing a trend whereby patients who skipped out on an appointment, didn't show because they were afraid to leave the house, now are coming back with substantially worse wounds. So we need to tell patients that our hours of operations are still the same, and what exactly constitutes an emergency. So they also believe that we are closed and therefore are not calling our hotline when they are in crisis. So when they do that, they are isolating themselves even further, and they often, as we have experienced, go to the emergency department to seek care. Now, the problem with that is that what we are trying to do is try to generate some ER avoidance, not driving them to the emergency room for things that the emergency room doesn't need to see right now, and really kind of clogs up the emergency rooms when we are attempting to free them up for a potential surge for COVID patients. We also need to educate our patients about the offloading devices that we are giving them, and give them explicit instructions about how to use them, in addition to other things like maintenance stuff for their diabetes, such as how to use their glucometers. A lot of patients get confused. Now there's a new glucometer that sticks into your skin with a sensor called the Libra, and a lot of patients are getting them. They're fantastic, but they don't exactly know how to do it. They aren't able to get a hold of their family physicians for one reason or another, and for that, we are also giving that information, trying to inform the patient so that they can manage themselves better at home. We also are trying to tell our patients that although they are shut in, they still can walk around a lot. And when they come in here now with wounds that are worsening, with the caveat that they haven't left the house in the past 4 weeks, doesn't negate the fact that they are still on their feet. So we have to tell them that walking in the house is the same as walking outside of the house. And so the ongoing information delivery is really, really important. And we are finding ourselves sort of shaping our discussion points when our patients come in week to week. We, as far as COVID goes, we are pretty set right now. We've got a routine down. We have more UVC lighting that we are using to deal with our hard surfaces, and some of our PPEs that we are reusing or trying to extend the use of. And our supplier, they were able to get us some masks and gloves and gowns. So we are, and hand sanitizer as well. So we're getting little bits and pieces every week or so. Our inventory is dropping, but it is manageable, and we have a better projection for the upcoming weeks to stay in operation. We are encouraged by the fact that the curve appears to be flattening a little bit, and there's a bit of relaxation amongst ourselves as clinicians, but also amongst the patients, seeing that the tension drop a little bit. Again, we don't want to send people out on the streets, partying it up quite yet. That hopefully will come in the near future, but for the moment, we're holding our own, and I think that the encouragement from the medical community to our patients to stay the course, hold tight, and just be patient for the end of this, or at least a softening of it as we come into the summer. It would be terrible if things got cooked up again on a second wave just before summer, then summer would be lost. That's a message that we are trying to use to leverage our patients and getting them into the right mindset and trying to break them free from the really dark kind of thoughts that they have now, being bombarded with negative media stuff and just talking around amongst people and just looking around the city where there's nobody walking around. This is ridiculous. However, in the meantime, we have to stay true to salient points of prevention, distancing, hand sanitization, don't touch your face, sneeze into your elbow. Those are really pretty straightforward things, and if we stick with that, including maybe wearing a mask outside, I think we're going to get through this quickly. My name is Dr. Perry Meyer, and I am the Medical Director of the Meyer Institute, a center of excellence dedicated to the treatment of the diabetic foot. And we are wishing everyone a safe and infection-free next 14 days so that we can see this curve go flat and then start taking a nosedive. We will keep our efforts up here, and we encourage our medical colleagues to do the same. We'd like to see that ramped up a bit with more virtual care. We are started already this week with several consultations. It's a different mindset, but we're eager to embrace it. As I said, we are looking to our medical colleagues out in the field to do the same and get people back in the know. That's really what I'm finding the most problematic here. Until next time,